Hey everyone, what's up? I'm Matt Tuck from For My Valentine, and these are my firsts. The first time I picked up a guitar was when I was about 3 years old, and my parents had bought me a kind of 3/4 size nylon stringed classical guitar. And I remember just playing random notes, just strumming it as hard as I could, just making loads of noise. And that was my first experience of holding a guitar. My first time singing properly was when I was about 14, and at that point I was starting to learn guitar by myself and was really into bands like Metallica and Nirvana, and just kind of learned to play guitar while singing at the same time, and then got into a little band at school with some friends, and ended up jamming with them and ended up just being the singer at that point, and it just stayed ever since. Yeah, we were covering songs like Smells Like Teen Spirit, Enter Sandman, Under the Bridge by Red Hot Chili Peppers, all the kind of big hitting rock songs around the early mid-90s. First bands that I was listening to that I really kind of discovered on my own was it was mainly Metallica. That was the first band that really captured my ear, captured my attention while I was watching TV one day. And then I kind of started exploring other kind of bands and genres in the rock kind of realm, such as Nirvana, Guns N' Roses, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Bon Jovi, Def Leppard, stuff like that. So always rock based, and then it went off on a journey into far more heavy stuff. My first rock show I ever attended was, I think, in 1990 or 1991, and my dad dragged me along to the Cardiff International Arena, which is now the Motorpoint Arena, and it was to see the one and only Meatloaf. And at the time I was dragged kicking and screaming because I didn't really care for it, didn't want to know anything about it. And then about 10 seconds into the first song, just totally fell in love with live music, and that was probably the moment that kind of shaped my kind of desire to be in a band. The first time I realized that I was pretty good at what I was doing was around 15, when I could actually play guitar. I was self-taught. I didn't have any lessons, didn't like get any books or anything like that. I just kind of put on Metallica records and learned with my ears, which was great, and I picked up really quickly. I was a natural player, which was good. It made life easy. And yeah, that just kind of gave me the confidence then to start a band, write some music, write some riffs. First ever Bullet show, as far as I can remember, I think it was at Camden Barfly in about 2003. It was on a Sunday afternoon, and there was about 3 people there, and it was loads of fun, and I miss those days. The first time that we made money in the band, it was before the band was signed, and I think we played a kind of showcase all-day band event at Camden's Underworld, and I think we got like about 200 quid, and it paid for the van hire, the diesel, a sandwich, and we thought we were just like the biggest rock stars in the world because of that, and it was amazing. And again, those days I really miss, because they were magical. Looking back, they were tough, but they were really essential to making the band what it is today, and miss those times a lot. So first song that I heard on the radio was it was either Hand of Blood or 4 Words. I can't remember now because it's a long time ago, but I think it was on like Radio 1 Rock Show, that kind of show. And we were told about the programming and what it was on and when it was going to be on. I remember all of us just kind of sitting around the radio, just excited, waiting for the song to be played, even though we'd written it, played it, recorded it, and listened to it like a million times by that point anyways. But it's just something about that kind of public showcasing of your work, across the country and across the planet, which was just like, wow, it's really happening. I'm in Edinburgh today at the Corn Exchange on the Bullet tour, and it was at this venue back in 2005 or 6 where after 1.5 songs I had to come off stage because my voice was just so smashed, fatigued, ruined, that I couldn't project my voice, couldn't talk, couldn't sing. The way I came back from it was quite a long, drawn out process really. I remember getting on the bus that night from Edinburgh straight back to London and going to see kind of a vocal coach, speech therapist immediately after the show the next day. And they were like, right, we need to get you into speech therapy. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, we need to start again. So the road to kind of getting a voice back was at least 6 months. And after that as well, then I had to get a tonsillectomy because I was getting ill all the time. Immune system was ruined. And I was just kind of getting reinfected every 2-3 weeks to the point where I was kind of bedridden for 4 or 5 days. And yeah, it was dark times, man. I thought, all that kind of build of being in a band and working my ass off to kind of eventually get a record deal and go on the road, which we achieved. And then a year and a half into that process, didn't have a voice anymore. So it was scary times, man. But, believed in myself, worked hard, and, got myself back together, and it's all good in the end. I think the first real moment where it kind of really sunk in that the band had made it was at Bristol Academy in 2006, I think it was. It was or 2005. And I just think walking out onto stage at Bristol Academy, headlining that, sold out at capacity off the back of your first record, was something that we never thought we would achieve. And lo and behold, there we were doing it, and we were also recording it for a live DVD. And yeah, it was just an amazing experience, something that I'll always kind of hold very close in my heart. And it was up until that point, it just felt like we were still kind of winging it, and it wasn't really going to happen. But I think it was at that point that we really kind of, it was like, damn, this is going to be good, and it was just a really amazing experience. And 15 years later, here we are, still doing it.